Welcome to today's episode, where we delve into the intricate layers of a conflict that continues to shape the geopolitical landscape of Eastern Europe and beyond. On January 20th, Russia executed a massive aerial assault on Ukraine, deploying missiles and drones that not only targeted military objectives, but also crucial civilian infrastructure. This onslaught, one of the most intense in the ongoing war, resulted in severe damage to Ukraine's power grid and heating systems, plunging major cities like Kyiv into darkness and cold, with a significant impact on the civilian population and essential services. This event marks a notable escalation in Russia's tactical approach, demonstrating a commitment to debilitating Ukraine's civilian infrastructure. The intent here seems to be twofold: erode the morale of the Ukrainian people and exert pressure on the government as the conflict stretches into its fourth year. The economic cost of this assault was staggering, with estimates exceeding 10.2 billion rubles, or approximately 131 million USD, highlighting Moscow's willingness to expend substantial resources despite its own economic challenges. To understand the broader implications, we must consider the strategy behind targeting civilian infrastructure. Such attacks, while militarily indirect, devastate the daily lives of civilians, disrupt essential services, and create conditions that test the resilience of an entire nation. Power outages affected millions, leading to shortages of heat, water, and communication in the harsh winter conditions. This not only compounds the humanitarian crisis, but also stresses the already strained repair efforts, further exacerbated by the threat of follow-up drone attacks. The timing and scale of this assault underscore an intensified Russian offensive strategy that has evolved since late 2025. This approach combines high-tech strikes with traditional ground advances, indicating a shift toward a hybrid warfare model. It's a tactic that capitalizes on the limitations of Ukraine's air defenses, which are currently challenged by ammunition shortages and wavering support from allies. This situation has allowed more projectiles to reach their targets than in previous assaults, increasing the scale of the damage. This brings us to the international dimension of the conflict. Western aid, which has been pivotal for Ukraine, is facing its own set of challenges. The United States and the European Union are in discussions over a robust 800 billion USD reconstruction plan for Ukraine. However, political hurdles have delayed immediate support, leaving Ukraine in a precarious position. The recent attacks have amplified calls within Ukraine for advanced weaponry from its allies, a plea that might gain traction as the humanitarian situation worsens. The humanitarian ramifications of these strikes are profound. The risk of hospital failures, burst pipes, and disrupted supply chains poses a significant threat to public health and safety. Additionally, the interruption of Ukrainian grain exports could have far-reaching consequences, potentially straining global food aid programs and exacerbating food insecurity worldwide. From a geopolitical perspective, this escalation could galvanize hardline voices in the West who advocate for a tougher stance against Russia. This scenario presents a complex challenge for the incoming U.S. administration, led by President Donald Trump, whose campaign promises included negotiating peace. Meanwhile, European allies are grappling with their own domestic issues, such as immigration and budget constraints, viewing the power grid attacks as indicative of their own vulnerabilities to similar hybrid threats. Long-term, Ukraine's energy independence emerges as a critical issue. The repeated targeting of power infrastructure could accelerate efforts toward decentralized renewable energy, reshaping the country's economy post-conflict. Such a shift would not only enhance national resilience, but could also position Ukraine as a model for post-war recovery in energy-deprived regions. The costs of this operation reveal the depth of Russia's commitment to achieving its objectives, despite the potential for domestic unrest stemming from resource allocation to the war effort. For the international community, the January 20th assault serves as a stark reminder of the conflict's enduring significance as Europe's central security challenge. It highlights the necessity for a cohesive and unified response to prevent a protracted stalemate from escalating into a humanitarian disaster. In conclusion, as we assess the multiple layers of this situation, it's clear that the path forward will require strategic foresight, international cooperation, and a steadfast commitment to addressing both immediate and long-term impacts. The geopolitical stakes are high, and the decisions made in the coming months will significantly influence the trajectory of this conflict and the broader regional stability. Thank you for joining me today as we continue to monitor and analyze these critical developments in real time. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's navigate these complexities together.